They thought they had good news, but it turned out to be false. And tonight, the families of a missing Lexington native and her husband, missing since the Brussels attacks, still don't know where they are. New information has been released about the suspected bombers in the Brussels attacks, and it appears there's a link to another terror attack.
A Danville police officer has resigned after he was involved in a car accident. Tonight, you'll hear from the victim in that accident.
This is WKYT News at 11.
And good evening. We've had a dry stretch of weather across the bluegrass, but that's about to come to an end. Storms are expected to move across Kentucky tomorrow, and some of them could be strong. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey has your no-wait weather forecast. Chris?
Yeah, powerhouse of a storm system, Sam, that is across the Plain States. A blizzard on one side of it. Severe weather breaking out ahead of this front. We're in the calm part of it for now, but that broken line of showers and thunderstorms getting its act together now, and will zip eastward and arrive across central and eastern Kentucky as we go into our Thursday afternoon. Between now and then, it's just windy and fairly warm. In the morning, mid and upper 50s. Tomorrow around lunchtime, many of us still are dry. Storms across the west will begin to crank up and roll their way eastward as the afternoon wears on. Temperatures will begin to come down a little bit during that time as well as showers and thunderstorms increase. Coming up at 11:12, I've got a brand new hour-by-hour forecast on the thunderstorms, Sam, and the timeline on those bad boys getting into central and eastern Kentucky. And we'll also show you what follows that up for the big Easter weekend. That's at 11:12. I'll see you in a little bit.
Chris, thank you. Tonight, a heartbreaking wait continues for family and friends of a missing Lexington native and her husband. No one has heard from Stephanie and Justin Schultz since the terror attacks at the Brussels, Belgium airport yesterday. And for a few hours this afternoon, some family members thought the couple had been found, but it turned out to be false hope. Garrett Weimer's at the live desk now to begin our top story team coverage. Garrett?
Justin's mom says she often worries about her son because of all the traveling he does for his job. But the past couple of days, with him and his wife still missing, it's been indescribably difficult, especially after their glimmer of hope turned out to be nothing more than a mirage.
I love you very much, and I'm on my way to see you. Just hang in there. I'll be there shortly, and I love you.
That was Sheila Shell's message to her son Justin after she was told he and his wife Stephanie were found. But not long after that, she found out that information wasn't true.
It gives you just an extreme high and then an extreme low, and when you're tired and frustrated, extremes are never good.
Betty Newsom, Stephanie's aunt, says their false hopes made an already emotional day that much tougher for her family.
We just want to hear that they're safe somewhere, or that they've at least been found. And we can't get that confirmation, and we're now pushing, over 36 hours since that they haven't been found.
After the confusion and hurt, both families are now back to where they were before, the painful process of sitting and waiting.
I've been hoping that my phone would ring and Justin or Stephanie would be on the other end, tell me they were okay, and for me not to worry, they were fine. But that call didn't come.
We're told Stephanie's dad has left Lexington and is flying to Amsterdam on his way to Brussels to be with his wife as they wait still for news about their daughter. At the live desk, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Justin Schultz's brother was the one who announced on social media this afternoon that the couple had been found. But he later found the State Department had given the family incorrect information and the couple was actually still missing. New tonight, Lincoln County school leaders still have not decided whether to go forward with a planned educational trip to France and England next month. Dozens of Lincoln County high school students have been planning the trip for more than a year. But after the Brussels attacks, some of them are worried if they'll be safe. And the U.S. State Department has issued a travel alert for Europe through June 20th. The Lincoln County superintendent says school leaders met tonight to go over some options. They're planning to discuss those options tomorrow night during a meeting with parents before deciding exactly what to do. Now, tonight, we're learning more about the terrorists who carried out those attacks in Brussels. It now appears there is a link between yesterday's bombings and the attacks in Paris last November. Jonathan Vigalotti continues our top story team coverage.
Authorities say DNA from one of the suspected Brussels bombers matches evidence found on at least one of the suicide vests used in the November Paris attacks. It's believed Najem Lashrawi was the terror cell's bomb maker. Prosecutors say he and Ibrahim El-Bakrawi blew themselves up at the airport Tuesday. Bakrawi's younger brother Khalid died after he detonated his explosives on a subway train about an hour later. The brothers had criminal records but were not on the radar of counterterrorism investigators until last week. The manhunt goes on for this suspect who got away. Investigators say he ditched his suitcase full of explosives at the airport. The Associated Press reports ISIS has trained at least 400 fighters to carry out waves of attacks in Europe designed to inflict maximum carnage.
I think it's gonna be like the Europe's reality now, you know? Like in Israel, it's a daily reality. It's gonna be like that here too.
While people here in Brussels remain on edge, they're also defiant, refusing to let fear keep them away from memorials like this, honoring the victims.
We are trying to tell the terrorists that they're not taking this away from us. This is our life. We're Brussels.
But officials warn the danger may not be over. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Brussels.
Now, if you've planned a trip to Europe but want to cancel because of the attacks, your options may be limited, even with travel insurance. According to travel insurance comparison website Squaremouth, fear of traveling is not a covered reason to cancel a trip on standard travel insurance policies. But if you're heading to Brussels and bought travel insurance before yesterday, you may be eligible to cancel your trip if your policy includes terrorism coverage. If you have travel insurance and your current travel is impacted because of the attacks, you may have coverage under a travel delay benefit. For the latest on the Brussels attacks, keep checking our website, WKYT.com. You can also find updates on the WKYT News app. New tonight, 3 people have been arrested after a police chase that crossed 2 central Kentucky counties. Paris police said that someone in Bourbon County told them tonight that someone had fired a shot at him. The shooter then drove off and the man started chasing him. Paris police and Bourbon County Sheriff's deputies soon spotted the suspect's car and they started chasing it too. The chase then continued into Scott County and Georgetown police joined in. The chase ended on Main Street in Georgetown near the Scott County Courthouse, and police say that 3 people in the car were arrested. No injuries were reported. Tonight, a Danville police officer has resigned nearly a month after investigators say he was involved in a crash while off duty. Investigators now say alcohol may have been a factor in that crash. New at 11, Monique Blair talked to the driver of the truck police say the officer's car hit.
Dwayne Brown was driving on Kentucky Highway 2168 one February afternoon when he saw a car coming towards him losing control. He swerved his truck, attempting to get out of the way.
There's no way I could do it. I mean, just going what I would call crazy fast.
Brown's truck and the car collided.
I remember saying a prayer that said, Lord, hang on to me.
Brown didn't find out until later that the driver of the car that hit him was allegedly off-duty Danville police officer Ryan Hundley. Now you can still see the tire marks here from the car Ryan Hundley was allegedly driving. You can see how they move and cross over into the lane of oncoming traffic. According to the Danville Advocate Messenger, the accident report states Hundley later admitted to drinking prior to the accident. Back in November, we told you about Hundley after he pulled a Boyle County school bus over while off duty and then boarded the bus to confront a student regarding his daughter. On Wednesday, the Danville Police Department announced Hundley has resigned from the department. He hasn't worked since the accident due to his injuries. Brown also suffered minor injuries in the wreck.
Do you forgive him?
Oh, absolutely. Without question. I've never harbored him any ill will at all.
Brown says he does believe Hundley made a good decision regarding his resignation, but now he's focusing on moving forward.
I feel like I'm very blessed to be alive. Beyond lucky.
In Boyle County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Neither Danville Police or the Boyle County Sheriff's Office would talk about the investigation into that crash. Our calls to the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office were not returned. New developments today in the case against a man charged for a fire that killed 3 people. What's next in the investigation in 9 minutes? And then police have charged a second person with murder a day after finding some human remains in eastern Kentucky.
The hottest name in late night is talking to the biggest names in politics.
I'm like a kid in a candy store. Who's paying for the candy?
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
This is the first interview that we've actually.
That's true.
I was playing a character who did not care for you.
I can say it now, it was mutual.
Where newsmakers make news.
I've said a few things about you over the years.
Some nice things. Not too much.
Weeknights, only CBS.
You may be entitled to $1,500 for each call you've received from any company collecting a debt. Seems too good to be true, but it's the law.
We're pleased to announce that we now have Honda in Richmond, which means you can shop and compare the 4 leading brands all in one location. So where else can you shop and compare the 4 best brands, be only minutes from Fayette County, work with one salesperson, and only have to have your car appraised once? For your convenience, out of respect for your time, we now offer Gates Honda, Gates Hyundai, Gates Nissan, and Toyota South, all on the bypass in Richmond.
Did your family set a goal to become healthier in the new year? One family did and lost 300 pounds at Ageless. Bruce lost 92 pounds, Adam lost 64 pounds, and Catherine lost 151 pounds. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Toyota South isn't the #1 or #2 volume Toyota store in the area. I'd like to be. But my dad told me a long time ago, it's not the number of cars you sell, it's the number of satisfied customers you have that makes a difference. We're not in the big city, which means we just have to work harder. We have to keep our overhead low so we continue to sell new Toyotas for less. Choose Toyota South on the bypass in Richmond.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat. Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
We have made it through our Wednesday downhill toward the Easter holiday weekend. At least that's what we're told. It's downhill in weather terms, downhill for our Thursday forecast as well. First things first, that's where we are now, comparing right now with last night at this time. Temperatures not too far away from where we were. A few spots in eastern Kentucky up to 4 degrees warmer. Lexington 1 degree colder than at this same point last night. Current temperature 59 degrees, Lexington 63 for the good folks into Richmond. You can see areas where we have a little bit of clearing into the mid and upper 50s. Clouds that are filtering on in again into the low 60s. We're not going to drop much below 55 degrees tonight if we get that low. Storm system to our west, pulling up that southerly wind flow right off the Gulf of Mexico. Look at the line of thunderstorms cranking now from parts of Iowa, where you go from snow to thunderstorms in a matter of just a few miles. That extends farther to the south. Blizzard on the backside of that storm system. Those thunderstorms race into central and eastern Kentucky as we go into the afternoon tomorrow, with temperatures that will hit the 60s and maybe even a 70 before all is said and done. Here's the setup around the middle of the day tomorrow. That cold front is just off to our west. Low pressure winding up across the Great Lakes. Thunderstorms across the Ohio Valley into the Tennessee Valley. The area I've painted in red at least has the best chance of seeing some stronger storms tomorrow. That would be the primary area to watch for in terms of any severe weather. That doesn't mean we can't pop a severe thunderstorm elsewhere, just means the chances are a little lower. That severe weather threat tomorrow, mainly for high winds. Your hail threat, your flood threat, and your tornado threat all are into the low category tomorrow. I think with or without thunderstorms, you're going to have winds tomorrow that can crank up close to 40 miles per hour. Hold on to the hats, both hands on the steering wheel as well. Temperatures through the overnight dropping and holding into the mid-50s. Into the afternoon tomorrow. Middle of the day, we're still dry across central and eastern Kentucky, at least for the most part. Areas with sunshine, you're going to soar into the 70s. We'll flirt with the 70s elsewhere. One line of thunderstorms zips through. The actual main line doesn't come through here until late afternoon into the evening. That's the actual cold front that shows up on the scene roughly between 8 o'clock and midnight tomorrow night as it makes its way across eastern Kentucky. Now watch the numbers. We go from the 50s through the 40s and into the 30s just like that. It's cold enough Friday morning for the potential for a little wet snowflake or sprinkle action. And then through the rest of our day, if we clear the skies, we're going to hit 50. on Friday. If we hold on to a little cloud cover, it's closer to 45 degrees during that time. Come on, clouds, get on out of here. We want to enjoy a nice Easter holiday weekend, which, by the way, is looking better than what we were looking at yesterday. 66 on Saturday after a frosty cold start. Late day shower on Sunday. At this stage, odds favor us getting through the majority of our daylight hours on Easter Sunday without rain. It's late into the afternoon that we would have the best chance, Sam. Those sunrise services right now appear to be in pretty good shape, and most of the Easter egg hunts as well. You may want to skew those egg hunts a little earlier in the afternoon just to be safe, though.
But the weekend looks really pretty nice.
It does. Typical, beautiful Easter weekend around here. We don't get to say that too often.
About time. Thank you, Chris.
You bet.
Well, he's now a Grammy winner and an Eastern Kentucky native, returning to his hometown tomorrow for a concert. Details about that in 7 minutes.
What truck company do you think offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, best-in-class V8 horsepower, and best-in-class V8 towing?
Chevy.
I'm going with Ram.
Definitely Ford.
The new 2016 Chevy Silverado offers best-in-class V8 fuel economy, horsepower, and towing.
They're all Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Get a total value of $7,500 on this Silverado All-Star with a 5.3-liter V8. Plus, find your tag and get $1,000 cash allowance on select Silverado models in stock. See your Kentucky Select Chevy dealers.
I love grocery shopping at Kroger, but sometimes life gets busy.
So I use ClickList. It's easy. I just order online. And with thousands of great items and fresh food to choose from,
I can get what I want the way I want it, then pick up my order at the store without ever leaving my car.
and for me, that's a game changer.
Order online, pick up curbside at store. We think you're gonna love ClickList. Try it now at Kroger.com/ClickList.
This Corolla's got a sweet sound system and low APR.
Nah, I don't live far.
It's got tons of room.
I do own a broom.
This is pretty fun.
Yeah? I've been thinking of growing a man bun.
During the final days of the One for Everyone event, Toyota just announced 0.9 financing for 72 months on Corolla plus $500 bonus cash or a $159 a month lease.
Thanks, Jan.
No, it's Jan.
Toyota, let's go places.
So, you've got these projects on your list. You've been wanting to update your kitchen, organize your closets, and build the backyard oasis of your dreams. But where do you start? Well, projects solved. The Central Kentucky Home and Garden Show is here. Need a reliable contractor? You'll find them at the show. Need a landscaping pro? They're here too. Bring photos of your projects and meet with the experts. Then compare and save with exclusive show-only deals. There's only one place to find it all, next weekend at the Lexington Center.
It's the final days of Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event at Kentucky's #1 Toyota dealer, Green's Toyota of Lexington. Save up to $5,000 off MSRP on new Toyotas with our Green Saver coupon. Special APR offers available, including 0% APR on our most popular models. And get up to $2,000 customer cash on 13 different models. Hurry in now during the final days of Toyota's #1 for everyone sales event at Green's Toyota.
Great people, great cars, think Greens.
A Clark County grand jury will now consider the case against a man charged for deadly fire at an apartment building. A judge made that decision today during a preliminary hearing for Jackie Heisel Jr. Winchester police charged him with manslaughter after 3 people died in the fire earlier this month. Heisel admitted to us he smoked while using his oxygen machine and it caught fire. During today's hearing, police testified that before the fire, Heisel had been warned not to smoke while using the machine. The judge also denied a request from the defense to lower Heisel's bond from $1 million.
We felt it's appropriate given the fact that 3 individuals lost their life in that fire, and given the conditions of bond, we believe that amount was a correct amount.
State police, the state fire marshal, and the Winchester Fire Department are handling the investigation into the fire. New tonight, a second person now faces charges in connection to human remains found in Harlan County. State police arrested 30-year-old Kayla Curtis tonight and charged her with murder, evidence tampering, and abuse of a corpse. Last night, police arrested 26-year-old Michael Curtis on the same charges. Police say the remains were found yesterday morning in a wooded area near the Kaywood community. Police sent the remains to the state medical examiner's office in Frankfort for identification. The State House has unanimously passed a bill that would change the way DUIs are counted in this state. Right now, the DUI look-back period in Kentucky is 5 years. Now, that means 5 years after a conviction, the counter is reset and a new DUI would be considered the first offense. But the bill would change that period to 10 years. The bill has the support of Mark Hinkle's family. The Lexington attorney died last year after police say he was hit by a suspected drunk driver while riding his bike in Scott County.
We're 10 months into this. You know, it's baby steps right now. We can only deal with what we can deal with in a day at a time. And right now, this was our main focus today to get this passed.
The bill has already passed the Senate, so it now heads to the governor's desk. It was filed as an emergency, so if Governor Bevin signs the bill, it would take effect immediately. New tonight, police have arrested a man in connection to a deadly ATV crash in Mason County. Maysville police charged 38-year-old Jacob Horch with manslaughter and DUI. According to the Ledger Independent, investigators say he was driving the ATV this morning when it hit a rut, throwing 36-year-old passenger Stephen Marshall off of the vehicle. They say the ATV then landed on Marshall, killing him. Part of Interstate 75 down in Tennessee, closed after a rock slide nearly a month ago, will reopen tomorrow morning. The Tennessee Department of Transportation says that one northbound lane will reopen at 11 a.m. in Campbell County, south of Jellicoe. The other northbound lane will still be closed while crews continue removing slide debris and stabilizing the hill. The crews hope to have the project finished by April 15th. The southbound lanes in that area reopened a few weeks ago. Tomorrow, Grammy award-winning singer Chris Stapleton will return to his hometown in eastern Kentucky to play a free concert. Stapleton will perform tomorrow night at 7 at the Johnson Central High School gym in Paintsville. The tickets have already been given out for the concert. People in Johnson County say they're really excited for Stapleton to return home.
I've been here a long time, and I remember when Chris was in school, and for him to have made it big and to come back and do this for our community it's just fantastic.
The school's principal says Stapleton is also donating $60,000 worth of musical instruments to the Johnson Central Band. He also plans to perform for students and staff earlier in the day. How about that? Coach Cal always seems to keep Kentucky in the headlines, Rob.
Well, he does. He announced today who will test the NBA draft waters. And Mark Stoops has some high hopes from some red-shirted receivers. That's next on WKYT.
Want to be part of the new Big Brother? Yeah! Go to WKYT.com and apply today.
Did you know tax season is hunting season for identity thieves?
Hunting season?
Really?
Yeah, I knew that.
You did not.
The IRS reported that over $6 billion in fraudulent refunds were sent out due to identity theft in a single tax year.
What? That's huge.
In fact, information from tax documents can be used to steal your identity at any time.
I didn't even know that could happen.
Fortunately, there's LifeLock. Our U.S.-based team of specialists work to resolve all types of identity theft. And we'll spend up to $1 million in lawyers and experts if that's what it takes. So what are you waiting for?
What are we waiting for?
Get LifeLock for tax season and all year long. Membership starts at $9.99 a month. Call 1-800-934-3629. Or go to lifelock.com and use promo code TAX60 to get 60 days risk-free. Act now and get a free document shredder. Go to lifelock.com now and use promo code TAX60. LifeLock.
Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $35 million.
How do we put our buying power to work for you? With Power Buy, Power Financing, Power Upgrades, Power Coupons, free TVs, and more. Hurry, because our Power Sellathon ends Tuesday.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
Want to fill your garage with the best value brand in America? Honda's got it during Honda's Dream Garage Sales Event. Get a brand new 2016 CR-V, the #1 selling SUV, just $229 a month. Or drive with 0 down, 0 security, and 0 first month's payment. The 2016 CR-V comes fully loaded with available Honda Lane Watch, brake assist, and more. Just $229 a month or 0 due at signing. Honda's got it at your Central Kentucky Honda dealers.
With a heavy-duty welded steel deck and patented smooth track steering, the Hustler Raptor zero-turn mower doesn't play around. It's got the power to turn your weekend to-do list into your weekend to-done list. The legendary Hustler Raptor family starting at just $27.99. Tools, not toys.
Get your Hustler mower at Southern States Co-op of London and Valley Farm Equipment in Science Hill.
Negotiating an injury settlement with an insurance company directly without an attorney may seem like a good idea at first. After all, you get the whole pie. But studies by the insurance industry itself found that settlements are much larger when the injured person is represented by an attorney. Hi, I'm Kevin Renfro of the Becker Law Office. Most importantly, even after the attorney's fee is paid, you still get more than settling by yourself. Don't go it alone. Serious, experienced, results. Call the Becker Law Office. Just dial 3.
Want to make great meals easy? Then you'll want to come to our kitchen makeover event. Look at all you get in this Amana stainless steel package, now just $19.99. Plus up to 3 years, 0 interest, and with select packages of free 50-inch TV.
Nobody beats P-Rats.
John Calipari says every eligible player on his roster, including the walk-ons, will submit his name for the NBA draft. That is every player except for Isaac Humphries and Ty Wynyard. They are too young. Cal said he had a meeting today and told the players they sacrifice for each other. Now it's about each individual player and what is right for them and their families. Cal said the hope is being invited to the Combine in May. Calipari said the new rule states they can submit their name a total of 3 times. If they choose to withdraw, they have until 10 days after the Combine. Cal called it a win-win situation. Matt Jones will have a comment on it coming up in a few minutes. And you know, Calipari could still add one more recruit. That is Marcus Bolden. Bolden, the #1 rated center and 12th best player in the class of 2017, says he will make his college choice before the 17th of April. Bolden goes 6'11", 240. He has Kentucky and Duke at the top of his list. Bolden will play in next week's McDonald's All-American game in Chicago. UK junior guard Michaela Epps is an all-region nominee for All-America honors by the Women's Basketball Coaches Association. Epps is one of 8 players represented in Region 2. Region 2 heavily laden with SEC players. The WBCA All-America team will be announced on April 2nd. And the UK women's team is in the NCAA Sweet 16 Friday in Rupp against Washington. That will be a 7 o'clock tip on ESPN2. Semifinals of the CBI tournament, Morehead State playing on the road at Ohio. And Sean Wood's team in front by 1 in the first half. Final game, slashing into the lane, 17-14 Morehead. The Eagles turn up the defense. Ronnie Beeman with a steal. He goes in for the layup and a 7-point Morehead lead. Anthony Alici then knocks down the jumper. Eagles go up by 8. They led by 5 at halftime. Into the second half, Morehead down 1. Brent Arrington steals the ball, lays it in. Eagles go 1 up. Morehead down by a point with 3:34 to go. Corbin Collins delivers from long range. 63-61 Morehead State. 1:54 left. Game tied at 65. Collins on target again. Another bomb, and 77-72 is the final. The Eagles are in the CBI championship game. They will play either Nevada or Vermont on Monday. Right now, Nevada is leading Vermont by 11. That game Monday night at 8:30 will be in Morehead. Kentucky's Miss Basketball, Erin Boley of E-Town, today named the Gatorade National Player of the Year. The Notre Dame signee averaged 24 points, 10 boards as the Panthers finished 30-5, reaching the Sweet 16 quarterfinals. Boley is the 3rd Kentuckian to win the Gatorade Award in its 31-year history. Mark Stoops redshirted some players last season with hopes that they will be contributing this fall. Among them, a couple of wide receivers. Taven Richardson, a 3-star recruit out of Duncan, South Carolina. The other is Jabari Greenwood, also a 3-star from Washington, D.C. Stoops was impressed the way they practiced Tuesday.
They are definitely going to be good football players. You know, they need a lot of work. You could see them physically kind of getting bounced around a little bit at times, but they're out there really competing and making some competitive catches. And I like their mindset, and if they continue to work and develop, then they're going to be good players.
It's very important being competitive because, you know, everybody a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, so everybody great. So you just got to become ready to practice every day and just compete.
And longtime baseball broadcaster and TV personality Joe Garagiola died today at the age of 90. Garagiola played for the Cardinals, Pirates, Cubs, and Giants, but was best known for being the TV sidekick to Vin Scully and Kirk Gowdy during the 1970s and 1980s. Garagiola, a winner of the Baseball Hall of Fame Ford Frick Award for major contributions to the game. Matt Jones is next, talking about who else? Cal.
Toyota on Nicholasville, we want to know what you want to pay. Visit ToyotaOnNicholasville.com and click the Text Us button because we want to know what you want to pay.
Toyota on Nicholasville,
The big Toyota store.
where price sells cars.
Have a happy Easter with a little help from Kroger and save on everything you need for a beautiful day.
Treat your guests to private selection spiral sliced ham for just $1.79 a pound. And whole pineapples are 99 cents each. Great food, low prices at Kroger.
We're pleased to announce that we now have Honda in Richmond, which means you can shop and compare the 4 leading brands all in one location. So where else can you shop and compare the 4 best brands, be only minutes from Fayette County, work with one salesperson, and only have to have your car appraised once? For your convenience, out of respect for your time, we now offer Gates Honda, Gates Hyundai, Gates Nissan, and Toyota South, all on the bypass in Richmond.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Hi, Shane Huffman with Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort, where today you can lease a brand new 2016 Honda CR-V for just $259 a month. Plus, we're going to back all our deals with our 110% price protection guarantee. That's Neil Huffman Honda in Frankfort. Huffman has it.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Toyota South isn't the #1 or #2 volume Toyota store in the area. I'd like to be. But my dad told me a long time ago, it's not the number of cars you sell, it's the number of satisfied customers you have that makes a difference. We're not in the big city, which means we just have to work harder. We have to keep our overhead low so we continue to sell new Toyotas for less. Choose Toyota South on the bypass in Richmond.
Nominate your favorite teacher for Teacher of the Year. They could win a $1,000 gift card and you could win a $500 gift card. Go to WKYT.com/teacher.
At Toyota on Nicholasville, we want to know what you want to pay. Visit ToyotaOnNicholasville.com and click the Text Us button because we want to know what you want to pay.
Toyota on Nicholasville,
The big Toyota store.
where price sells cars.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 98.1 The Bull.
So Kentucky lost on the first weekend of the tournament, and you're probably thinking, well, Kentucky basketball will take a little bit of a holiday. Not under John Calipari. Today, of course, he announced that every Kentucky player will enter the draft, including the walk-ons. Now, I think it is a brilliant decision. First of all, it gets Kentucky back in the news. Even though they're not in the games, they're the #1 story. But it's also smart for the players. All of these guys will now get to hear from the NBA where they are and what they need to do to go in the future. Now, the vast majority of them will come back. But by announcing this for the guys that come back, it's not as bad a look. Let's say Isaiah Briscoe was the only one to declare and then come back. He looks like maybe a little bit of a failure. But if Isaiah does it when Marcus Lee, Derek Willis, Dominique Hawkins, and E.J. Floreal all come back, it doesn't look like nearly as big a deal. For Cal, it's a perfect recruiting sales pitch. You come to Kentucky, you declare for the draft every year. It doesn't matter how good you are. How great is that? It's a perfect Cal thing to do. Where he loses, he finds a way to stay in the news, and he helps his players. That's Calipari's brilliance, and you're seeing it once again. I'm Matt Jones, and this has been Overtime.
All right, rolling our way into the day on Thursday. Your emoji cast, your smiles in the morning. It's windy, it's warm. By the afternoon, thunderstorms, though, blowing into town. How about that holiday weekend forecast? Saturday, shades are out, 66. Could be a late day shower storm on Easter Sunday, and 70.
All right, gotta love the sunglasses on the emoji.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow on WKYT.